All over New Brunswick, law enforcement is facing criticism from the media and public. This is because of so many officers being suspended or fired. There are 16 either fired or suspended in New Brunswick. In December, 4 members of the Woodstock RCMP alone were suspended. In Fredericton, Constable Cherie Campbell was fired for shoplifting in Holton, Maine, and now Chief Leanne Fitch is under fire as Campbell appeals the decision for her termination. Campbell was fired, but the courts did not come to an innocent or guilty verdict. 2 other Fredericton officers were also criminally charged this January. Corporal Lou Lafleur was charged with impaired driving, and Sergeant Tim Sowers was charged with uttering threats. St. Thomas University policing expert Sean Savago says that in the past, police forces were discreet about incidents, but some forces may now take a more transparent approach.
It appears to be, again, one way to read this would be that a chief like Chief Fitch in Fredericton has decided to take a more public, bolder approach and deal with issues involving the officers of the force head-on, boldly, publicly.
While more than one police force is under heat, Frederictonians were still shocked to hear about the firing of Fredericton's Constable Campbell.
You would think that somebody who is a police officer would be held to a higher, you would expect them to at least obey the law.
I don't know, it's hard to do a blanket statement of one person does something bad, so everyone's bad. So, I don't know, you definitely think twice before kind of giving complete trust in anyone, I guess.
You know, even though that they are a force together, there are individuals within the force, so I can't say that that completely sways my entire opinion of the entire law enforcement just because of that one instance.
Sure. Everything's too public today. Yeah, and it's painful for her and for her family and whatever, demoralizing, and I don't want to be somebody's judge.
Dr. Savageau also mentioned that though there is a lengthy process when training officers, additional steps may need to be taken in the hiring process to avoid complications.
And then recruit them, hire, because between recruitment and hiring are 2 different things. People first go to a police academy of one type or another, and then out of this academy, police forces hire a number of them. So how you recruit, how you hire people, who you hire, in what conditions, there needs to be some major overhaul.
St. Thomas University communications professor Jamie Gillies touched on how social media also affects the ways that law enforcement must act in our day and age.
Around the world is simply that in an era of social media, it is such a concern that local police forces or something like the RCMP members be above reproach. So anytime that they are found in violation of the law or they're suspended or there's concerns, this gets amplified in the media. And so I think they have to start thinking collectively, law enforcement entirely collectively, about different kinds of better communications tools.
While law enforcement in New Brunswick will be facing some tough decisions in the coming months, everyone I talked to said that officers need to be held accountable and transparency is welcome for the most part. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Sean Goff.